Good day, everybody. It's Andrew here, and welcome back to the channel. If you watched my previous video, you know that Nancy Pelosi approved the stimulus check package in the House, and now we're waiting to see what happens with it in the Senate. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to make a video detailing exactly what is in that stimulus package, whether or not it includes $1,400 stimulus checks, and what we expect Bernie Sanders to do in the Senate to make sure seniors are taken care of in this stimulus package. But for this video, we're going to cover an update from the White House. Jen Psaki held a press conference right after the stimulus check package was approved in the House, covering everything from what's included in the package, how it's going to affect Americans, and what they expect to happen next in the Senate to try and get the stimulus package fully approved. This is a huge update from the White House, guys. It's going to cover a lot, so make sure to watch and see exactly what Jen Psaki has to say. And again, tomorrow morning, I'm going to have a really detailed update on exactly what was included in that package that the House just passed. Now, for the last couple of months, Bernie Sanders has been trying to include a stimulus check for seniors, which could be as high as $1,400. President Biden acknowledged the stimulus check for seniors and said they're trying to include it, but it could be as low as $800. And if you know my opinion on it, you know I want the stimulus check to be $2,000. And honestly, it should be $2,000 per month until they permanently increase Social Security benefits and SSI and SSDI. But that's my opinion. You know that the purpose of my channel is to be a voice for seniors and be a voice for those who are disabled, to make sure that Congress fulfills its promise to increase benefits and approve stimulus checks for seniors. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let's play this clip from Jen Psaki describing what is happening with the stimulus check package, the fact that it was approved in the House, and what they expect to happen next in the Senate. So let's take a look, see what Jen Psaki had to say, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Okay, a couple of items for you today. Not much going on around here, obviously. You've all seen the president's statement we issued this morning on the House passing his Build Back Better agenda for the middle class, which came just 3 weeks after the bipartisan infrastructure deal also passed. And since this came through today, I wanted to just highlight and note for the American people a couple of the big benefits that are in this package that we're looking forward to moving through the Senate. Today, families pay an average of $8,600 per year on pre-K. Under the president's plan, many of them, most of them, will pay $0. The average family pays 13% of their income on child care under the president's plan. No middle-income family will pay more than 7% of their income. Two parents with one toddler earning $100,000 per year will save more than $5,000 per year. Under the president's plan, a family of four earning $80,000 per year will save nearly $3,000 per year, or $246 per month, on health insurance premiums. With this plan, countless Americans will save thousands of dollars by negotiating prescription drug prices. For example, limiting cost sharing for insulin products to make sure they're no higher than $35 starting in 2023. Insulin is essential for many people around the country. It will cap it at $35. That is a big deal. And one of the biggest financial burdens on families is housing costs, as we're seeing around the country. Build Back Better will take historic steps to reduce those costs by helping to build, rehabilitate, or preserve 1 million homes. Finally, it also reduces the deficit by $112 billion over 10 years, and several economists and analysts from leading rating agencies like Fitch Ratings and Moody's Analytics have made clear the president's agenda will not contribute to higher prices. Their findings echo 17 Nobel Prize winners in economics who have already stated they believe the Build Back Better Act will, quote, ease longer-term inflationary pressures.
Now that the bill was passed the House, can you talk a little bit about the game plan in the days and weeks ahead to get it through the Senate? And I guess in the media, does the president have plans talking today or over the weekend to Senator Manchin and Senator Sinema? And just if you could basically let us know what's the plan going forward to get this through to the end zone.
Well, the president is absolutely committed, of course, to getting this through the Senate, signing it into law, and ensuring these impacts, these cost-cutting measures, are put in place into law as soon as possible. A number of these steps, including cutting child care costs, could have an impact early next year once we get this through the Senate. We have remained in touch, even as we've been working to get it through the House, at a high senior staff level, senior White House officials, with Senator Sinema, Senator Manchin, other members of the Senate, as we know that is the next important step here, and that will continue. And I'm sure the president will engage when is the right moment to do that with them as well. But I don't have anything to predict for you over the next couple of days.
Following up on that, the president has made it clear how important paid leave is to him in this bill. Would the president sign the Build Back Better Act if paid leave got dropped from the bill?
Well, you're right that the president absolutely wants to see paid leave in a final package. That's why he proposed it in his initial proposal when he laid out his speech back in May, outlining his Build Back Better agenda. He thinks it's long overdue. He thinks it will help bring more women into the workforce. It will ensure that more women have seats at the table, and it's something he would like to see in the package. He also knows and recognizes that you need the majority of members in the Senate, every single Democrat, to support something to get it across the finish line. And what he looks at, and I'm not going to prejudge what the outcome is here, is the totality of, and this is how the American people look at things, the totality of packages of what is included. This bill, no matter what, everybody supports universal pre-K, cutting the cost of childcare, a historic investment in addressing the climate crisis, making sure there's more housing units available, making sure elder care is less expensive. There are disagreements. Everybody knows that publicly, but he knows he's not going to get everything he wants in this package. If it's not in there, he'll continue to fight for it.
So what is the backup plan if paid leave does get dropped from the Build Back Better bill?
He'll continue to fight to make it law.
Moving on to the Build Back Better plan, is the president going to stop saying that the Build Back Better plan does not increase the deficit 1 single cent if we now know that that is not true?
It is true, and I would note the several economists and experts out there. I think you're probably talking about the CBO score,
which Joe Biden himself in 2010 called the gold standard for Democrats and Republicans.
Well, Peter, since we're all here to communicate with the public about accurate information, what I would just note is that one of the components that experts, Democrats and Republicans, including former heads of the CBO, have pointed to is that IRS enforcement is not something that there's a lot of experience in the CBO scoring. They still scored it, but is undervalued by the assessment of many economists and experts, including people who have been critical of us in the past, who estimate, including former Treasury secretaries of both parties, who estimate there will be significant savings, significantly higher than what is estimated currently. So our assessment and the assessment by many economists out there is that there will be savings over 10 years that will actually reduce the deficit.
The CBO's projection is that it's going to, there's going to be at least a $160 billion increase to the deficit over 10 years. That is 16 trillion cents. So the president was not telling the truth.
Well, Peter, just to go back to the content facts here. So the IRS enforcement component, something recommended by former Secretary Hank Paulson, former Secretary Larry Summers, Democrats and Republicans of both parties who feel there could be significant savings over the course of time. I'm just going to note something that for Trump-appointed IRS Commissioner Charles Rettig said. The administration estimates $400 billion in additional revenue can be generated over the next decade from enforcement efforts focused on higher-end incomes, shrinking the tax gap. This figure is no surprise. Republican former Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson co-wrote an op-ed with other former Treasury secretaries saying that there could be considerably more revenue than we projected from the White House from this. So again, this is an area where experts, economic experts, neither of us are one, I think we can confirm that, have confirmed that there are significant savings that will come from this. That is why moderate members of the House, I think they would tell you, and many of them have spoken to this, including Congressman Kurt Schrader, who is one of the moderates who's on the borderline given deficit impacts, have said is they felt comfortable with it because of the expertise out there about the impact of IRS enforcement.
When the last administration tried to say that the CBO was incorrect, you tweeted, "Watching Mulvaney try to walk away from his CBO score and explain the budget outline is awkward and uncomfortable to watch." So what is the difference between the Trump administration saying don't listen to the CBO and the Biden administration saying don't
Actually,
listen to the
we've
CBO?
praised the overall work of the CBO on the Build Back Better Act repeatedly, and that's what we believe. But again, I would point to the fact that there isn't a great deal of history or experience in scoring IRS enforcement. That's something that economists across the board have noted. That's something that leaders on the Hill, Democrats and Republicans, have been briefed on for several months now, and that's why it wasn't really a surprise to them and why the vote in part moved forward. Go ahead, Kristen. How we're going to approach the next few weeks as well. So his bottom lines have not changed. He wants to lower costs for the American people, give them more breathing room, ease the burden on of areas like childcare, elder care, health care. Those are all components that are solidly in this package, and he won't raise taxes on people making less than $400,000 a year. So those are his continued bottom line.